Hello, everyone, and welcome to Leading Self and Others podcast, a podcast exclusively based on how you can effectively lead your life and the people around you, anywhere, any place. Every week, you'll be provided with some nourishing dose of thought-provoking and influential messages. Here is your host, Venkatesh, human resources professional, leadership speaker, and author of 2 acclaimed books, Rise to Lead You and You and Your World.
Glenn Cunningham was born in 1909 on a farm in Elkhart, Kansas. He had 5 siblings and attended the one-room schoolhouse in his town. When he was 7 years old, a spark from a stove ignited a can of kerosene in the schoolhouse, causing it to catch fire. Glenn and his younger brother were trapped inside, but Floyd managed to escape. Glenn, on the other hand, suffered severe burns and was left for nearly dead. The doctors who treated Glenn initially believed that he could never walk again. They told his mother that he was doomed to be a lifetime cripple with no use of his lower limbs, and it would be better if he had died. However, Glenn's mother refused to let the doctors amputate his legs. Glenn was determined to recover, and he underwent numerous skin graft surgeries and months of rehabilitation to regain the use of his legs. His legs were permanently damaged and he was forced to wear braces. Despite his condition, Glenn was determined to walk unaided. One sunny day, his mother wheeled him outside to get some fresh air, and instead of sitting there, he threw himself from the chair. Glenn pulled himself across the grass, dragging his legs behind him until he reached the white picket fence bordering their lot. He raised himself up on the fence and began dragging himself along it stake by stake, resolved to walk. He repeated this exercise every day until he had worn a smooth path around the yard beside the fence. Gradually, Glenn's legs began to function again, to the astonishment of the doctors. Christmas Eve 1917, Glenn gave his mother a present by taking his first steps without holding on to anything. Every step was like daggers, but he never quit trying. Eventually, through his daily massages, iron persistence, and resolute determination, Glenn developed the ability first to stand up, then to walk haltingly with help, then to walk by himself, and finally, miraculously, to run. Glenn's leg remained deeply scarred, and throughout his life, he had to massage them and spend time doing long warm-up exercises to maintain circulation. In addition, his injuries meant that he could never run smoothly or efficiently, but he compensated with endurance and strength. His father did not approve of athletics, but Glenn decided to enter a competition anyway. He did not tell anyone at home and showed up at the track meet in his work clothes and thick-soled canvas sneakers. Despite looking like David lined up against all the giants, he won going away. However, he got a whipping from his father that evening when he got home. Decades later, he would call that race the biggest of his life, a monumental statement considering the races to come in his future. In high school, Glenn became a multi-sport athlete, competing in football, basketball, and track. Due to his various circulation problems caused by his childhood accident, he required long, extensive warm-ups before any athletic activities. Later in college, he made a track team where his tremendous determination paid off. He eventually received the nickname called the Kansas Flyer. An athlete who survived severe burns on his legs as a youth, Glenn Cunningham was one of the world's top middle distance runners during the 1930s, winning the prestigious Sullivan Award in 1933 as the nation's top amateur athlete. In 1934, Glenn ran a mile run. He ran the mile run in just 4 minutes and 6.8 seconds and set a world record. Later, in 1936 Olympics, he went on to win a silver medal in the 1500 meter race. Cunningham also excelled in his education as he earned a master's degree from the University of Iowa in 1936 and also a PhD in 1940. He taught at Cornell from 1940 to 1944. He later joined the Navy to serve his country. Cunningham, motivated through his talks, encouraged wounded soldiers and helped to create physical training programs. Despite challenges, he accomplished much and inspired so many until his death in 1988. To summarize his life story, I could simply quote from his own words. As long as you believe you can do things, they are not impossible.
Last but never the end, buckle up to get inspired and more realistic thoughts from Venkatesh. Make sure to subscribe now, just so you don't miss any episode. If you think this podcast has inspired you and may help someone you care, please share. Leading Self and Others.